In the shadowy heart of Massachusetts lies the ancient town of Woburn, a place where history and hauntings intertwine, and where whispers of spectral visitors have echoed through generations. Among the most spine-chilling legends is that of the Woburn ghosts, a tale steeped in suspense and terror that grips the imagination and refuses to let go. In the darkened streets of Woburn, one structure stood out, not for its grandeur, but for its foreboding presence, the Black House. Cloaked in an unsettling coat of black paint, it was a place of dread and curiosity. Built by a cunning lawyer known for his uncanny ability to escape the clutches of justice, the house had earned a sinister reputation. Whispers among the townsfolk suggested that he had a partnership with the devil himself. It was on one fateful night that John Flagg, a local man with a fondness for the tavern, found himself at the Black House's well. The task was simple: draw water at the stroke of midnight. But as the night grew darker and the air colder, Flagg's simple core morphed into a nightmare. The well was surrounded by a host of imps, their eyes glowing with malevolent glee. These fiendish creatures crouched on the ground, perched atop the well sweep, and even leapt onto Flagg's shoulders. Their grotesque forms danced in the moonlight. Creatures with owls' wings and snakes' tails, their grotesque forms seemed to mock him. Despite his recent indulgence in alcohol, Flagg was adamant about his experience. The imps were real, he insisted, their ghastly forms and sinister cackles imprinted on his mind. But the townspeople, snug in their beds, could only swear they had seen nothing unusual. They had been asleep, blissfully unaware of the horrors unfolding in the dead of night. The Black House was a magnet for eerie occurrences. The cunning lawyer who had built it once defended a notorious thief accused of stealing trousers from a local tailor. In a bizarre turn of events, the thief had to surrender all the stolen trousers as part payment for the lawyer's services, much to his discontent. Determined to reclaim what he believed was rightfully his, the thief plotted to break into the Black House. One moonless night, the thief made his move. As he crept up the creaky stairs, a ghostly apparition appeared before him, a spectral figure clothed in white, with wings as black as coal. The thief was paralyzed with fear, his heart pounding in his chest. The ghostly figure moved closer, its eyes burning with an otherworldly light. Overcome with terror, the thief leapt through a window, shattering the glass and injuring himself in his desperate escape. He left behind his tools: a jimmy, keys, a dark lantern, and a pistol, tangible evidence of his failed attempt. But the Black House's mysteries didn't end there. Night after night, pairs of trousers began to disappear, one by one. The lawyer, baffled and exasperated, took every precaution. He attached bells to the windows and scattered stiff paper on the floors to alert him to any intruders. Yet, each morning, the trousers were gone and the house remained undisturbed. The ghostly thief seemed to defy logic. Determined to solve the mystery, the lawyer hired a young farmer to watch over the house. Hidden in a closet, the farmer waited, clutching his gun. At 2 a.m, he saw something that chilled him to the bone. The lawyer, in a trance-like state, rose from his bed, draped a pair of trousers around his neck like a giant cravat, and silently descended the stairs. He unfastened the door, crossed the yard, buried the trousers in the haystack, and returned to bed, all without waking. The next morning, the haystack yielded 11 pairs of trousers, much to the tailor's lament. The lawyer had been his own ghostly thief, sleepwalking through the eerie night. In another corner of Woburn, above the horse shed of a local tavern, another ghostly presence made itself known. This ghost, unlike the others, seemed lost and trapped, unable to find its way out. It was said to dance with impatience, its spectral form flickering in the dim light of the loft. Night after night, the ghost wandered aimlessly, its frustration growing with each passing hour. The tavern patrons, though initially curious, soon grew fearful of the restless spirit that haunted the loft above their heads. Of all the ghostly tales in Woburn, none was more feared than that of Daddy Wright. His skeletal specter was said to haunt a hollow oak on the edge of Wright's Pond. Daddy Wright had met a tragic end, hanging himself from a branch of the old oak tree. He had been driven to despair, searching in vain for a cache of Spanish dollars rumoured to be buried among the tree's roots. A neighbour, who suddenly came into great wealth, was suspected of having found the treasure first. When Daddy Wright's ghost emerged from the hollow oak, it glowed with a sickly, green, mouldy light. One night, a man returning home from the tavern in the small hours of the morning encountered the spectral figure. The ghostly skeleton leapt onto the man's shoulders, its bony fingers burning through his hat. The man's hair turned white with fright, and he fled, leaving his scorched hat behind. The ghost retreated to the branches of the oak, its ghastly form blending with the shadows. The specter's antics didn't end there. One evening, as a cow drank from the pond, the skeleton leapt onto its back. Startled, the cow bolted, but the ghostly figure remained, rising into the air like a bubble and disappearing among the leaves. These haunting tales of Woburn, with their chilling encounters and spectral visitors, continue to capture the imagination of all who hear them. The Black House, with its sinister history, remains a testament to the town's eerie past, a place where the line between the living and the dead is thin and easily crossed. The Woburn ghosts are not just stories, they are a living, breathing part of the town's rich and haunted history, forever lingering in the shadows, waiting to be rediscovered.